Good morning and welcome to this month's OakCrest Insight, everybody. Today, I want to talk about something we're always receiving questions about, and really it's become more prominent here recently with some of the gains. And that is, should I be buying Bitcoin, gold, or silver? Now, we know our clients are curious. You hear investment ideas from the media, friends, colleagues, and we want to be here as a resource to help see if it makes sense for your situation when these curiosities arise. So when you see headlines about big gains, it's hard not to feel like you're missing out, having that FOMO, and that's why clients are calling us today. And here's what they've been experiencing to put in some numbers if you haven't been following closely. Gold last year was up 64+%. Silver surged more than 140% at one point. And in 2024, Bitcoin gained over 120%. So natural question is, should I be having these in my portfolio? That's a fair question. So today I want to address that a little bit. These assets can be compelling, but our primary role at OakCrest isn't to chase always what's popular. Our job is to manage risk, protect downside, and build portfolios that reliably support your long-term goals. Now, many of our clients, they do own a lot of these assets already, and there are reasonable arguments for why investors should find them attractive and put them in their portfolios. But our investment team is progressive in reviewing solutions for clients that many other advisors aren't open to or really don't want to learn about. Now, we've added many alternative investments on top of these solutions over the last really couple years that have enhanced client returns while decreasing or minimizing risk in portfolios. So when it comes to these investments like gold, precious metals, crypto, we tend to be cautious though about these and just adding them to everybody's portfolios, and here's why. First, risk management starts with downside. It's not just the upside. So our hesitation isn't about whether these assets can go up, it's about how much can they fall, how fast, and under what conditions could this happen. So we saw a clear example of this recently that we want to bring up for clients. On a single day the other week, Friday, January 30th, President Trump named his new Fed chairman, and the markets reacted quickly, not positively. So the S&P 500, put in context, was down about 1%. That's kind of a normal day sometimes. But silver fell roughly 35% that day, its largest daily drop in 50 years. Gold experienced one of the largest market cap drawdowns in history that day. And Bitcoin, well, that same weekend dropped double digits and is now down roughly 40% from its recent high. So that level of volatility matters. So even if an asset eventually recovers, that experience along the way matters. With stocks and bonds, we can estimate the value potentially of those holdings. We have earnings we look at, cash flow, balance sheets, right? We can see why a stock goes up or down. With crypto and metals though, there's no cash flow. Valuations are heavily driven by sentiment by the consumer, and long-term expected returns are much harder to estimate with confidence. So even Bitcoin's recent downturn here of roughly 40%, there's no reasoning on why. It just kind of is. That makes disciplined decision-making more difficult, especially when protecting downside in your portfolios is a priority. So closing, our investment team, we're progressive here, right? We want to make sure we're at the forefront of investing for our clients, but we're cautious. We're constantly evaluating opportunities like these to first make sure if they make sense within really the overall structure, right? The context of your portfolio, and think through these situations. The media just highlights the upside momentum, especially after big runs like this. And our role is to make sure risk doesn't get ignored when something looks exciting. Now, we hope this provides some context as headlines continue to grab attention about crypto and precious metals. As always, if you have questions about how this applies to your specific situation, we're here to talk. Reach out to our investment team. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on OakCrest Insight.